Hello everybody, about Password here, and due to popular demand, I am back here on JKP Rising doing another video. Now, after I untied James and Adam the other day, James asked me to do another video for the channel, and I had to agree since the last one did so well. And of course, this helps bring subs to my channel, and I can help James out while his computer's getting fixed. And Pedro, by the way, you're not safe, buddy. I'm getting you next. Now, when I agreed to do another video, the first thing I asked myself is, what can I talk about? There isn't much news Halo-wise, so I decided to do some masturbating, some meditating while masturbating, and then I decided to do a rant video on the state of the Promethean weapons in Halo 5. Now, if you're not subscribed to my channel, I recently did a rant video on Halo 5's free updates and 343 purposely holding back content in those updates, and I really recommend you check it out. I'll ask James to put a link to it in the description. Now, before I begin here, I'd like to say that 1, I'm just too lazy to get gameplay of all the weapons for this video. 2, we've all seen them in action anyway, and most importantly 3, I just don't have any of them in my rec collection. I sell a lot of stuff. Now let's start off with the binary rifle. Fuck you, shitty gun, okay? Now, as fast-paced as Halo 5 already is, and even on bigger maps with people just having sprint, the fact that I need to focus the binary rifle on the target after I fire the weapon is ridiculous. The weapon was so great in Halo 4, and while I agree a one-shot sniper was overpowered, why the fuck did they just drop the damage to make it a 2-shot body kill? This whole laser beam gimmick ruins the gun and gives very little incentive to players to use it when stacked up against the sniper or the beam rifle. And to quickly point out, I'm only going to be talking about the base variant of these weapons, not the rec variants. But anyway, the binary rifle is more of an inconvenience than anything else and doesn't work at all like a sniper should. Next off, we have the bolt shot, and I've got to say it's really good. It's not the same faggot-ass bitch gun from Halo 4. This gun has become a man since 2012, and is no longer a camper's best friend. It has tracking rounds, but they're balanced just enough to where if you're getting shot at by one, you can thrust out of the way and capitalize. It's an overall effective, balanced gun, and there isn't much to complain about. As well, the other 2 rec variants for the gun are fucking amazing. My only slight complaint for the regular bolt shot is that I think the projectiles could travel a bit faster and have a bit more range. But other than that, it's really good. Next off, we have the Incineration Cannon. This gun was the cream of the crop, feared by most, left a pile of bodies behind wherever it went. Then Halo 5 came out and this gun turned into a little bitch. Instead of being as effective as it was in Halo 4, this gun turned into some triple burst dog shit that's very inaccurate and low damage with an even less chance of killing someone. Now, luckily, there's a way to restore the weapon to its former glory by merely holding down the right trigger. But then you're left with a dilemma. If you hold it down too long, the energy will start to drain down to 0 like the plasma pistol, and you can't keep charging it up until you find a target like the Spartan laser. So essentially, if you want to use the gun like it was in Halo 4, you have the issue, well, if you want to charge it, most of the times you're only going to realize that you need to charge it to get a kill in a close quarters environment. And at that point, you'll be charging the gun in front of somebody as they're spraying you down. So, yeah, it's not, you can't really find yourself using it effectively that often. And if my explanation didn't make much sense, Incineration Cannon is bad. The end. But anyway, all in all, this gun is not as good as it used to be, and just like the binary rifle when stacked up against the rocket launcher and the fuel rod cannon, which is very effective in Halo 5, the Incineration Cannon doesn't find players with much incentive to use it at all. Next off is the Splinter Grenade. Now, looking back at the steaming pile of donkey sex, which is the Halo 4 Pulse Grenade, literally anything is an upgrade, and luckily the Splinter Grenade is a very good one. Unlike the frag and plasma grenades with essentially one purpose, the Splinter can be used in 3 different ways. It can EMP vehicles, it can act as a trap or defense, so like preventing players to get to certain places, such as if it were thrown in a doorway or on top of a spawning power weapon, and it's a very good offensive grenade to throw directly at or in front of players for an instant kill or in other cases drop their shields at the very least. Next is this Splinter Turret. Now, if I could describe this gun in one word, it would be meh. It's not good, it's not bad, but it gets the job done. 2 things I'd like to change about it is maybe the splash and base damage of it, as well as the weapon's rate of fire and the projectile speed. But other than that, it's whatever. Now, I did say Promethean weapons, but there's only one Promethean vehicle, so I thought I'd squeeze in a word or 2 about the Phaeton as well. Now, for 8 rec energy firepower-wise, you're getting what you paid for. Now, 8 rec energy health-wise, no. The Phaeton is a little too weak and a little too slow. I think the base movement speed of the vehicle could be increased just a little bit. As well, it needs a health buff. You know, you've got Oni and Ultra vehicles which can take a beating much more than a Phaeton, might I add you, and you can spawn those in at 5, 6, 7 wreck energy. So the Phaeton definitely needs shields like the Banshee does, or a health buff at the least, because something that spawns in at 5, 6, 7 wreck energy that takes much more or just as a beating as a level 8 wreck vehicle is a little ridiculous. Also, the Prometheans and Forerunners are supposed to be advanced as shit. What's up with that, yo? Snoop Dogg, do you know? No, Snoop Dogg doesn't know either, so yeah. Next, we got the Scattershot. Now, the extra range of the weapon is great to have, but it's at the cost of the rate of fire. This weapon feels so awkward to shoot and doesn't feel or seem to get the job done. It feels like I'm sniping, almost, with a shotgun. Now, there's another rec variant of the Scattershot that works similarly to the Halo 4 variant with a lot more ammo, but its range and damage are fucking puny. Now, I ask that you listen carefully to this part, but it just seems that the Halo 4 Promethean power weapons in Halo 5 are just nerfed versions of the weapons they used to be, opposed to actually being balanced or adjusted properly for Halo 5 like they should be. And with that being said, the extra rec variants of the binary rifle, inflammation cannon, and scattershot aren't that good either, and that really disappoints me. It's great Halo 5 has so many weapons, but when a select few aren't that good or entice people to use them, then I think something is truly wrong with these three guns. And I'm always asking myself, why use these when there's a similar gun that does the same thing but better? But anyways, guys, that's the end of the video. Hopefully you understood the point here that I was trying to make about these three guns in particular. And as always, thanks for watching. Wait a minute. Hold up. You think Papa Password forgot? Nope, we still got the scatter suppress. The suppressor. Now, first off, the suppressor in Halo 5 is much better than the Halo 5 variant, and is a lot more effective range-wise too. With slight projectile tracking like the Needler or Bolt Shot, this gun is very useful and fun to use. And personally, I think when you start shooting the weapon, instead of speeding up, it needs to fire at its maximum speed off the bat, so it can challenge guns like the SMG, for example. But other than that, it's a very good and fun gun to use. And finally, we have the light rifle. This gun wasn't horrendous dog shit in Halo 4, but there were better options. Now, Halo 5, this gun took some Viagra and became a man, unlike its father, the wimpy-ass binary rifle, little bitch. Anyway, as well, making this weapon a 3-shot kill when scoped in is a very effective and balanced feature, I have to say. My only issue is that the gun feels a bit wonky when you're hip firing, but nothing severe enough to sway me away from using the weapon. And a side note, if you ever get the Dying Star light rifle, do not sell that shit. And if you do, you like balls in your mouth. You don't want testicles in the same place where you eat, do you? That's disgusting. But anyway, I seriously and highly recommend you use it. The Halo 2 BR and Dying Star are my favorite weapons in the game. So much so that if I had to only use one weapon in Halo 5, I'd use the Dying Star because I'm so confident in its effectiveness. But anyways, folks, once again, we've reached the end of the video, and as well, once again, I am a bad password, posting here on JKP Rising. Please check out my channel, lots of good Halo stuff there. But anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching. You know what? I feel obliged to walk out the room again, so I'm just gonna do that. Peace.